originally my father was working in Bombay, Santa Cruz Airport. And it was the time when my father had gone back to office after getting cured of cancer, and so he was very busy working. There were a lot of people whom he had appointed who had become his bosses, because those 6 months or 8 months or whatever it was that he was in the hospital, it was such a hopeless thing that his managers and all thought that he will not come back. So they continued with the promotions. So when he went there, he had to take orders from his juniors, so he was very upset, and so he was working very hard to make up for lost time. At that time, I joined in one of those schools. Okay, as I was telling the other day, it was a very old school. Okay, and the school had something like 100 and some years. It was, and so many in our own family had studied in that school. Okay, it was a group of institutions, and this school to which I joined, it was, by the time I joined, it was no longer famous, it was notorious. Okay, it started off very famously, and then slowly as society got corrupted, all kinds of fellows used to join. Now one reason was, across the playground we had 3 cinema theatres. Okay. And in the classroom we had French windows, no bars. And there were some fellows in the class who had regularly failed. Okay. 3 years, 4 years. And we used to have a lot of fun in their absence. You say that fellow, no, that research scholar. Research scholar? Yeah. 8th standard he has done for 4 years here. Like that we used to say. Okay. So these fellows, they would call us one by one. Look, don't waste your time in the class. You won't learn anything. The cinema theatres are there, no? Best take my advice. Okay, go and sit there, you can learn. Because of their experience only, the fellows were 4 years, 5 years, they were doing same class. And we were taking their advice, imagine. Anyway, very seriously, right from the beginning, I started seeing films. Okay. And they used to change the films quite often. So 3 cinema theatres, so you would see films 6 days in a week, and so that education won't be wasted on Sunday, we used to see the matinee also on Saturday. So Saturday morning show, matinee. Once in a while we'll appear in the class, give the attendance, jump to the French window and go off. Like that it was. Then what happened? One day we came to Vrindavan. By the time I was of course enrolled in Bal Vikas and all that, and Bal Vikas, Vibhuti, white dress. So in my house, everyone thought that I was a very good fellow, very sattvic fellow. They see only the Vibhuti, no? And once or twice I almost got caught, in the sense that my father came off early from office. He used to normally come at 7:30, 8 in the night. But 1 or 2 days suddenly he came off by 5:30, and I had not come. So when I came home, he asked, "Hey, why are you late?" Such quick thinking I had, I told my father we had special class. And then I justified it, saying that, yeah, naturally, no, ordinary chairs were not there. It was air conditioned. So it's special class only. So my father thought that I am kind of spending all my time in studies, getting ranks. One good practice that school had was, they would never give our marks card. They will call you and show you your marks. And all the report the parents will get is passed. And you could always claim that you got the first rank. Nobody would know. Okay, so it was very easy. And my father didn't know that I got first rank from the lower portion of the class. Okay, continued like this. And one of those days only we went to Vrindavan. One of those Sundays. And Swami came out. It used to be a beautiful experience. People going from city used to go in the train. Every compartment bhajans. Okay. And we would go to Vrindavan Pin drop silence. Pin drop silence. Swami would wait for the train to come out and give darshan. All these gulmoha trees, okay, all red color flowers, and Swami walking amidst them. Pin drop silence. The moment Swami comes, okay, then only bhajans will start. Till the time nobody will. There will not be even the sound of birds, that kind of pin drop silence. Okay, so Swami came out. He came to where we were sitting, looked at my father and said, "Go inside," which means we are called for an interview. Now, I was very scared of this interview business because somebody had told me, "You get interview, it's fantastic experience." Yes, what is so fantastic? That Swami can tell you everything about you. Okay. Now, when we got called for interview, I said, "Oh my God, if he tells everything about me, what will happen to me?" Okay. But on the other side, all the other Valikas people also are seeing you, teachers is seeing you, all Samiti members are seeing you, Swami has called you for interview, so yeah, happily going. So mixed feelings. So I went there, we were standing in a line, Swami finished darshan and came. In those days, Vrindavan bhajans used to go on throughout the day. Till Swami comes in the evening, whatever time, 5:30 or whatever, it will go on till then. So Swami came, I was the first in the line and Swami patted me and said, "Good boy," he said. And I was in the 17th heaven. Okay. I was thinking that, even Swami doesn't know our true colors. Okay. The moment I thought this, Swami immediately called my father and said, "Where are the other members of the Samiti?" So he said, "Swami, outside. Go and call." So he went out and Swami called me. "Good boy," he said. And I smiled. He said, "Good boy?" Like that, yes. I'm thinking, "Swami, you have said I am a good boy. No, you can't go back on this." Okay. And then Swami is telling, "Where were you yesterday?" I said, "Swami, yesterday was Saturday. I would have been in class." Correct. You should have been in class, but where were you? I kept quiet. Oh, easy asking this. Okay. And I am telling myself, I am not going to give any clue. If you know, you tell no. Okay. And then Swami says, "Shall I tell you?" Okay. The moment I am thinking, if you know, you can tell no. Swami saying, "Shall I tell you?" Yesterday, we were sitting in Ajanta theatre, last but one row, and he named the classmates on either side. You were watching Kattipatan, Asha Parekh, Rajesh Khanna. You want some more information? Drop silence. First thing is startled. Second thing is shocked because my father is coming there. And I know it is just a matter of few minutes before he will reach. And then Swami is going to spill the beans. And my father was very strict. So you go home, it will be a red letter day. That's what I am thinking. Now you are going to come. Swami will say, "You know this fellow, you are thinking he is a good fellow because he is putting vibhuti. You know where he was." You won't stop with that. You will say, "Last week he went to all these films." He might list it out. Who knows? Unnecessary. Okay, thinking like that, my father comes with the other Samiti members and Swami in front of him. Swami pats me and then says, "Good boy." And then Swami said one thing. See, it is not that Swami simply covered it up. Okay, very beautifully he said one sentence. Swami said, "He's a good boy, but I am telling him to have good company." So see the important, run away from bad company, Swami says, no? So the same thing Swami is conveying this way, have good company. I'm shocked because I'm thinking, if Swami had told my father all about me, then my father would have done Sashtanga Namaskar to Swami and said, "Swami, you are God, you know everything." Isn't it? But Swami didn't want that. He didn't want to lose my heart. You see, he cared so much that he gave all that information only to me because my transformation was due. You see, he didn't. We say information is power. Information is power. Information is power if you can use it for transformation of others. Swami is using it so beautifully for transformation. I was so moved, that day, that inside it's going on, I'm thinking, Swami, how great you are, how sweet you are, how loving you are, how kind you are, how compassionate you are. Only this is going on. You didn't give me up. You are not bothered about my father revering you as God. That was not important for you. For you, what was important was my face. Okay, so that day I decided, Swami, you are my God. Whatever happens in my life, I'll serve only you.